Begin, yeah? 9:15, just about. Almost. There it is. All right, let's come to a comfortable seated position to begin. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. We're going to start by chanting Om, which is the most powerful mantra in the universe. And it's said to help clear the mind and open the heart so we can receive the teachings of yoga. And if you feel like you just want to listen, that's perfectly fine. Next, we're going to look at the Guru Mantra. If you have the Jivamukti chant book, it's page 4, it's number 5. It's Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Loose translation, the teacher is everywhere, so we better pay attention. And then we'll do call and response. Guru Brahma, together. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shanti, Shanti, And then finally, we're going to look at Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. It's number 4 on page 4 of the chant book. It's also written on the walls of Nandi if you've been there. And it means, may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions in my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. And we will do call and response. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Together. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions in my own life contribute in some way. May the thoughts, words, and actions in my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. And to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Let's bring some more peace. So this month, the beginning of the essay that Sharon writes, Compassion During Crisis, she gives us a verse from the Bhagavad Gita. It's the second book, the 15th Sutra. It says, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. So at the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, it said that we are Arjuna, right? This is a story about us, and it's our conversation with God as Krishna. And basically what happens is that Krishna is there, a steady hand in this dilemma that Arjuna finds himself in. And that could be any of us. Any day right now, we could get up and have that crisis, right? We could have that moment where we're just like, what is going on? Some days I get up and I'm just like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do my duty. I do not want to do my job. But what Krishna, who's the steady hand, continually points Arjuna to is the practices of yoga. Right? Don't be so caught up in your mind stuff. Don't be so caught up in the illusion. Don't feel that tamasic quality bringing you down. Instead, turn to the yoga practices as a way to reset, as a way to remember, as a way to recommit to your action. It's the idea as if you were this morning saying to yourself, I'm going on a yoga retreat today, right? I'm going to take time out of my day, no matter how busy it is or what's involved in it, to practice yoga. Right? To read something that's uplifting and spiritual, to take time for meditation, to take time for yoga asana. You could also turn the responsibilities of your day into karma yoga, selfless service. Right? Show up as a way to help strengthen your spiritual practice. And when I do that myself personally, it makes me get into the flow of it a little bit more, not feel so burdened by the responsibilities of my day, right? So my yoga retreat today involves teaching yoga this morning. It involves going to work later this evening. And I have time in between where I could put in spiritual practices. At the beginning of this pandemic, Sharon wrote that it's really important in this time that we take really good care of ourselves, right? That we eat a proper diet, that we take proper rest. We limit ourselves to how much we intake from social media and the news. And we balance out all of these things that are going on in the world right now with our yoga practice. We're going to have exactly what Krishna recommends to Arjuna, which is this equanimity of mind in all situations, right? Not totally put off balance by the successes and the things that we see as beautiful, but also not thrown off balance by the things that are seeming distressing or disturbing to us right now. So equanimity of mind is what is introduced in the second chapter. And it's what I have to do every day for myself is I have to reset. I have to be re-inspired. I have to recommit to my yoga practices. So that's what we're going to work on today. Whatever comes up during practice in the mind, see if you can see it as something to meditate on, to watch it just pass through the mind. Think of the physical practice as meditation and motion. And in this way, we can have a little bit of separation and we can begin to dive into that self, which is promised by the yoga practices. So that's what we got today. I'm excited to physically move and change the perception in the mind of good and bad, hot and cold. Get some distance from what I like and I don't like. So let's start today in a downward facing dog. Just take a moment on your mat, come onto hands and knees to begin. You're going to tuck the toes under. You're going to push back to your downward facing dog. Because it's the first pose of the day, just take a moment. Be forgiving of yourself. Don't try to force something. You can bend the knees a little bit if you need to. You could move the body a little bit here, shake the head out, flubber the lips. And just consider, how do I reset? How do I recommit? How do I rediscover these yoga teachings which are already inside of me? Right? Let go of yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Instead, invest in being here right now. And you're going to begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. You're going to separate the feet hip distance apart. Take a standing forward bend of your choice. You place hands flat on the floor. You place hands on blocks. You can take hold of either elbow. Make a choice how you want to be here, right? Being in this present moment. And then breathe your Ujjayi breathing. Two more breaths. And then your exhale, you're going to release whatever you're holding on to. Take a soft bend in your knees. Gently roll up to a standing position. Allow your head to come up last. And then step or jump your feet together, hands to prayer. Now the thing we have to consider, we know this from the study of karma, is that the actions that we water, they will grow. So with yoga practices, the more we put into them, the more we're going to get out of them. You put a little effort into your yoga practice, you're going to get a little result. You put a medium amount of effort into your yoga practice, you're going to get a medium result. You put a lot of effort into your practice throughout the day, you're going to have amazing results. So that's the idea today with the practice. Make this whole day part of your yoga practice. So we're going to start here at the front of the mat, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Hands to prayer in front of your heart, gaze at your fingertips or close your eyes. And I want you to make an offering of your practice this morning. Right? May my actions help benefit. And that could be someone you love. You could say love and blessings to someone you love. It could be to a more difficult relationship, one that you're struggling with. Offer up your actions to help benefit that. Or it could even be to the highest, to God itself, and offering your actions up to help benefit your relationship with the highest. And then begin your Ujjayi breathing, audible breath. Sounds like the ocean in the back of the throat. On your exhale, release your arms down, and we'll start with a sun salutation variation. Inhale, hook your thumbs, bring your hands forward and overhead, arch back. Exhale, folding forward with bent knees, interlace your hands behind you and draw your arms long overhead. Inhale, place your hands down. Step back with your right foot into lunge and look up. Exhale, your left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank position. Exhale, bend the elbows a little bit or a lot, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, push through to a baby cobra. And then through bent knees, push your seat to your heels. Come back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward into lunge, look up. Exhale, left foot meets the right, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees slightly, hook your thumbs, bring your hands forward and overhead, arch back. Exhale, folding forward with bent knees, interlace your hands behind you and draw your arms long. Inhale, hands down, step back with your left foot into lunge, look up. Exhale, your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank position. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor, seat is high. Inhale, push through to a low cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward into lunge. Exhale, right foot meets the left, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees slightly, hook your thumbs. Bring your hands forward and overhead, arch back. Exhale, releasing your hands to prayer in front of our hearts. Close the eyes, pause in action. Be a witness to the thinking mind. Breathe the body. It's in these quiet moments that we remember the teachings of yoga. When we can slow down the noise in the head and the mind. Stop looking to social media or the news to fill the mind. Instead, we fill the mind with the self. On the exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, hook your thumbs, bring your hands forward and overhead, arch back. Exhale, folding forward with bent knees, interlace your hands behind and draw your arms long. Inhale, hands down, right foot steps back, look up. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank position. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor, seat is high. Inhale, push through to a low cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward into lunge. Exhale, left foot meets the right, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees slightly, hook your thumbs, bring your hands forward and overhead, arch back. Exhale, folding forward with bent knees, and release your hands behind and draw your arms long. Inhale, hands down, left foot steps back. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank position. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor, seat is high. Inhale, push through to a low cobra. Through bent knees, push your seat to your heels, come back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Look up. Exhale, right foot meets the left, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees slightly, hook your thumbs. Bring your hands forward and overhead, arch back. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer. And just pause in action. Gaze at the fingertips or close your eyes. What Arjuna is learning from Krishna is that the problem has nothing to do with the solution. Right? We live in the solution. We practice the yoga practices despite what's going on outside. We strengthen ourselves from the inside out. So whatever's happening in our lives at this moment, we can practice equanimity of mind with. On your exhale, release your arms down. Inhale, bend your knees deeply, lift the prayer up, Utkatasana. Exhale, diving forward, place your hands down. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump back, slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lightly step your right foot forward, turn your left heel down. We're going to lift the prayer of our head, Virabhadrasana 1. On the exhale, open the arms wide, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, place your hands down, step back, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down. Lift the prayer overhead, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open the arms wide, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, place your hands down, step back, slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, step your right foot forward. Turn your left heel down, lift the prayer overhead, Warrior 1. On the exhale, open the arms wide, Warrior 2. Inhale, place your hands down, step back, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down, lift the prayer overhead, warrior one. On the exhale, open the arms wide, warrior two. Inhale, place your hands down, step back, slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale, a breath here. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or jump between your hands. Come to a flat back, look up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, lift the prayer up, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten your legs, hands to prayer. Pause in action. You know, in the second chapter, we learn about the opposites. We need light and darkness. They need each other, right? You can't have one without the other. They give contrast. The same with problems and difficulties in our lives. They drive us to the spiritual practice. If we didn't have hard times, we might not so easily find our way to the shininess, the full of light quality that our spiritual practice brings us. So with difficulty, you could even say that it's needed to then make our practices that much more attractive to us. And then equanimity of mind is the goal, right? On the exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, lift the prayer up, Utkatasana. Exhale, diving forward, place your hands down. Inhale, come to a flat back, look up. Exhale, step or jump back, slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. As lightly as you can, with as little noise as possible, step the right foot forward between your hands. Let's turn the left heel down. Lift the prayer overhead, first warrior pose. And let's hold here. Let's first start by releasing the hands to the front of the room. Let's press the palms together into Anjali Mudra, kind of symbolizing the spiritual practice that we are in. And then we're going to lift the prayer up, offer the prayer up to whoever you thought of at the beginning of class. You can use your thumbs for your gaze, and then lower the prayer to the appropriate gaze place. Hold and breathe here. Inhale, 5. Exhale, open the arms wide, second warrior pose. And we're going to hold here. Let's first inhale, straighten the right leg. And then as you exhale, bend the right knee. See if you can come a little bit deeper into the standing pose. Think of the back leg as an anchor. It should be strong and steady, allowing you to bend that front knee a little bit more. And then as you reach in both directions, try to relax the shoulders. Soften the gaze, bring it over the middle finger, or even close the eyes. Hold and breathe here. Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, rebend your right knee, and you're going to bring your right hand to the instep of the right foot this morning. You're going to reach straight up and down towards the ceiling. If you want to use a block here, that gives you more stability, and then you can then not worry about the physical pose, use a block. And then bring your gaze to something that's not moving. Could be hand above or something not moving. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. From here, you're going to place your hands on either side of your front foot. We're going to straighten the front leg. You might want to grab some blocks here. Adjust the back foot in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, folding forward. Move your chin towards your shin. Hold and breathe here. Look for that meditative quality. The Ujjayi breathing will help with that. One more breath, breathing in and breathing out. You're going to bend the front knee, step back to downward facing dog. Option to stay here or go through the vinyasa one time on your own, linking breath and movement. Then we'll try the other side. Inhale as lightly as you can. Step your left foot forward. Turn your right heel down. Lift the prayer overhead, warrior one. We're going to hold here. Again, we're going to release the hands to the front of the room. We're going to create Anjali Mudra with the hands in prayer. Right, make it devotional. You're going to exaggerate the hands forward. Inhale, pull the shoulders back and together. Lift the prayer to the appropriate gaze place. Hold and breathe here and offer up this action to the highest or to whoever you thought of at the beginning of class. Hold and breathe. Inhale, 5. Exhale, open the arms wide. Second warrior pose. We're going to hold here, but first inhale, straighten the left leg. And you're going to exhale, rebend the left knee. Come a little bit deeper into the pose of the second warrior. Relax the shoulders. Complete the pose with your gaze over the middle finger or close the eyes. Hold and breathe. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, bend your left knee and bring your left hand to the instep of the left foot. Place a block here if you do on the other side. And then reach straight up and down. Bring your gaze to the hand above or something not moving. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, place your hands on either side of your front foot. You're going to straighten the front leg, adjust the back foot in. Grab your blocks if that was helpful on the other side. Inhale, look up. Exhale, folding forward, move your chin towards your shin. Hold and breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bend your front knee, step back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale, roll forward to plank position, placing your right hand directly underneath the right shoulder. You can either bring your right knee to the floor for a supported side angle, or you could flex the right foot under, straighten the leg, stack left foot on top of right, extend the left arm up. Hold and breathe. Inhale, place your left hand down, come through plank position, left hand directly underneath the left shoulder. For supported side angle, bring the left knee to the floor, extend the right arm up. If you want to straighten the bottom leg, flex the left foot, stack right foot on top of left. Extend the right arm up, hold and breathe here, 3 breaths. Inhale, place your right hand down, plank position. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, push through to a low cobra. Seat to heels, straighten the legs, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, shake the head out. Flubber the lips if that's helpful. And then we're going to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. You're going to separate your feet hip distance apart. And then taking hold of either elbow. Forward bending represents letting go of the past. Whatever past you'd like to let go of so you can be here in this moment. On your next exhale, release your arms. Take a soft bend in the knees and gently roll up to a standing position. Allow your head to come up last. And then you're going to step or jump your feet together, hands to prayer. Again, just close the eyes here. Pause in action. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to bend your knees deeply, lift the prayer up, Utkatasana. And then you're going to exhale, dive forward, place your hands down. Inhale, come to a flat back, look up. Exhale, step or jump back, slowly lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Keeping your left heel turned up, step your right foot forward between your hands into lunge. You're going to lift the arms alongside the ears. And take a moment here, find a steady pose. Bend the front knee, push the back heel away. Relax the shoulders down as you reach up through the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, getting ready for the twist. Inhale a breath. Exhale, twist to the right side. Bring your left elbow to the outside of the knee, hands to prayer. If you want to take an arm variation, you're going to bring your left hand to the outside of the right foot to the floor. Extend the top arm up and over the ear, or come into your full bind. Hold and breathe wherever you are. On your next inhale, place your hands down, step back, downward facing dog, and we'll switch sides. Keep your right heel turned up. Step your left foot forward into lunge. Lift the arms alongside the ears. Again, take a moment here. Find the standing pose. Push the back heel away as you bend the front knee. Hold and breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, getting ready for the twist. Inhale a breath. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside of the knee. Hands to prayer. If you're taking the arm variation, right hand to the outside, the left foot to the floor. Extend the top arm up and over the ear. Or come into your full bind. Hold and breathe here. 5 breaths. Inhale, place your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Shake the head out or flubber the lips. Let's inhale a breath here. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or jump between your hands. Come to a flat back, look up. Exhale, folding forward. And then you're going to inhale, bend your knees deeply. Lift the prayer, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten your legs, hands to prayer. At the beginning of the essay, Sharon describes how in times of crisis, people kind of put all of their practices to the side, like, I can't do this right now, I don't have time for it. And you see this happening now, and I've been guilty of it in the past, where we kind of go into the other kind of pleasures of eating and sleeping, or maybe, binge watching, and all of our spiritual practices, healthy practices, go out the window temporarily. She's saying these are the times that you need to recommit and focus on your spiritual practice. Don't fall into the illusion that these other things are going to give you that temporary pleasure that's going to then last in some stability. It's actually going to throw us more off balance. And at any time, we can recommit. We can refocus on our diet, our spiritual practice, so that we can then sleep a little bit better and remember the highest a little bit more. So from here, we're going to find something eye level and not moving. We're going to be doing a standing twist. If you want to come close to a wall and use the wall as a prop, you can do that. Let's start by finding our gaze place. Bring the right knee up. You can either take your left hand to the right knee, bring the right arm up for counterbalance, or take hold of the outside of the foot. Inhale a breath here. Exhale, twist across the body, bring your right arm towards the back of the room. If you have the foot, begin to straighten the top leg without losing height in the spine. And keep the gaze forward, or bring the gaze to the hand behind. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Bring your gaze forward, arm alongside the ear. Release everything down, give it a little shake. And then we'll try the other side. Start with your gaze place. This time left knee comes up. Take hold of the outside of the left knee with the right hand, or take hold of the foot. Left arm comes up for counterbalance. Inhale a breath here. Exhale, twist across the body. Again, stand nice and tall if available to you. Bring your gaze to the hand behind. Hold and breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath, breathing in and breathing out. Bring your arm alongside your ear, gaze forward. Release everything down, give it a little shake out. And then step or jump to the front of the mat. Hands to prayer in front of your heart. And just close your eyes and consider that idea of karma. What you repeat over and over in your mind, it's like watering that action. It makes it grow. So if you're spending time throughout the day to practice meditation, to read some spiritual literature, maybe listen to some uplifting music and sing along, these will increase in our lives. If we're spending time watching hour after hour of news cycles, guess what? That increases in our minds. So we're looking for equanimity. We're looking for balance. All right, when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes, find something eye level for your gaze. On the inhale, you're going to lift your heels off the floor. On the exhale, you're going to release your heels back down. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, release the heels back down. Inhale, lift your heels up. Keep them lifted this time. On the exhale, you're going to begin to bend your knees. Try not to tip forward. Try to stay straight with the spine. You come all the way down. And then from here, you're going to bring your hands on the floor. We're going to move into our crow pose. Hands about shoulder distance apart. Spread the fingers wide. Move knees high into the backs of the arms. You could stay here as you tip weight equally into the hands on the toe tips, or lift one or both feet off the floor. Hold and breathe. Inhale, 5. Exhale, step walker, jump back. Slowly lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Hold and breathe here a few breaths. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the left leg high. You're going to keep weight equally in your hands and back heel. If you want to open the hip, bend the left knee, drop the left foot towards the right side. From here, you're going to straighten the left leg, square the hips. On inhale, you're going to roll forward to plank position. Bring your left knee towards your nose. And then when you're ready, you're going to place the left shin as close to parallel to the front of the mat as you can. You might want to prop the left hip here with a block. I have about 1 inch space there. I'm just going to place my towel there. This should give you a little more stability in the seat of the spine. You're going to lift the chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk your hands forward and bring your chest and shin to the floor. On your next inhale, walk the hands in, lift the chest. From here, we're going to set up for a seated spinal twist. You're going to swing your right leg around forward. Bring your right foot to the outside, the left knee to the floor. Make sure that both sit bones are on the floor. If you need to straighten the left leg to get both sit bones down, straighten the left leg. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, twist to the right side. You can either hug the knee in or use a bind elbow to knee. If you have a full bind, come into that. Then take a twist, look over the back shoulder. Inhale, come center. And counter twist a little bit to the other side if you like. And then we're going to set up for ankle to knee pose. You're going to bring the left shin on the bottom. You're going to keep the foot flexed as a way to protect your knees. And then you're going to stack your right shin on top of the left. Keep the feet flexed as a way to protect your knees. And then you can stay upright here if that's enough for your hips. Just breathe. If you're ready to go a little bit deeper, inhale a breath. Exhale, walk your hands forward and bring your chest and shin towards the floor. Instead of judging where you're at, instead just accept where you're at and breathe there. On your next inhale, lift up. From here, we're going to get out of the pose the way we got into it. You're going to swing your right leg around behind you. Tuck the right toes under, hands forward on the mat. Stuff the left leg high into your three-legged downward facing dog. An option to stay here or go through the three-legged vinyasa on your own. Keep the bottom toes tucked under throughout. And then release the left foot down. We'll try the other side. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Keep the weight equally in your hands and back heel, and then bend the right knee, open the hip. You're going to inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Inhale, roll forward to plank position. Bring your right knee towards your nose, and then bring your right shin as close to parallel to the front of the mat. Again, consider propping that right hip if that's going to bring more stability into the seat of the pose. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Bring your chest and chin towards the floor. Hold and breathe here. On your next inhale, you're going to lift up. From here, we're going to set up first seated spinal twist on the left side. Swing your left leg around forward. Bring your left foot to the outside of the right knee to the floor. Again, if the sit bones aren't on the floor together, straighten the bottom leg. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, twist to the left. Hug the knee in, or get the elbow on the outside of the knee. Use this as for a place of binding, or come into your full bind. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take a twist. Look over that back shoulder for 1. On your next inhale, come center. Counter twist a little bit to the other side if you'd like. And then we're going to set up for ankle to knee pose. This time, right shin's on the bottom. Flex the foot. Stack left shin on top of right. And then stay here. You can even prop up that knee if you need some assistance there. If you're ready to go a little bit deeper. Inhale a breath. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Hold and breathe wherever you are. Again, think of equanimity of mind. Don't judge the pose. Just be the pose. On your next inhale, lift up. Again, getting out of this the way we got into it. Swing the left leg around behind you. Tuck the toes under, hands forward on the mat. Step the right leg high. Option to stay here. Go through your 3-legged vinyasa on your own. Link breath and movement. And then release the foot to the floor. We're going to come into child's pose. Again, think of this idea as much as you can remember today. To remind yourself you're on a yoga retreat. And then when you remember that, what is the yoga practice that you want to incorporate in that moment? It could be remembering the good deeds of others. It could be remembering some holy mantra. It could be repetition of your own personal mantra. It could be sitting in meditation for a few minutes. Maybe doing some yoga asana. Maybe a spiritual book to be read for a couple of minutes. So many things we can do in our yoga practice to help reset everything, right? To recommit, to lift up. All right, from here we're going to work on our handstand practice. If you have a wall, you could use a wall, or you could just practice on the mat where you are. So you're going to come into your downward facing dog. And to start our handstand practice, you're just going to step the left foot in a little bit closer. And think of the straight leg as a weight. You could just lift the right leg up. Or you could bend the left knee and practice hopping some weight equally in your hands, right? And if you have a full handstand practice, come up. Hold and breathe. And after about 5 breaths, come down, rest in child's pose. Again, don't judge the pose, just be a witness to it. Don't get caught up so much in the physical doing. We're just doing the physical so that we can eventually sit quietly in meditation. Think of the idea of meditation in motion, right? All right, try this side. Come to your downward facing dog. Step the opposite foot in. You could just lift the left leg up. Or you could start bending the knee and practice kicking up into your full pose if you have that. If you have the full pose, come up, hold it. Hold and breathe. About to fall over here. Think of the meditative mood throughout, right? After about 5 to 8 breaths, come down. Rest in child's pose. Again, just offer up whatever you found.
Right? It's all about taking the action and letting go of the results. Don't worry about if it's good or bad, hot or cold, whether you like it or do not like it. Think of it just as a tool to help you find equanimity of mind. Okay? All right, from here, checking the time, we're going to move on to our tripod headstand practice. If you want to work on a regular headstand, that's your option, half or full pose. For tripod headstand, you're going to bring your head to the floor, top of the head. You're going to walk your hands far enough away from your face that you create a 90-degree angle in the arms. In order to keep integrity of the balance in the tripod, you want to keep inner elbows in line with the shoulders. Keep pressing them towards one another. Tuck the toes under, straighten the legs. Maybe this is enough for you. You want to bring one or both knees onto the backs of the arms, that's an option. Or straighten one or both legs, come all the way up. Hold for 10 more breaths. Inhale a breath here. Exhale, begin to lower down. Coming back to child's pose. If you want to stack one fist on top of the other, place the forehead on top of the structure. Gives a little more extension to the neck. You can rock it from side to side a little bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to our downward facing dog. On an inhale, you're going to roll forward to plank position. You're going to exhale, lower your knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, push through to a baby cobra. And we're going to hold here. So press the tops of the feet down, fingertips in line with the lower ribs. Optional, lift the hands off the floor an inch. Hold and breathe. Exhale, 5, release down. From here, you're going to release the forehead down. Straighten the arms alongside the body and just turn the face to one side. Just take a moment here. Think of that meditative quality. Think of the ability to slow the thinking mind down. And this slowing of the mind is when we remember our yoga practices. Forehead down, Shalabhasana next. This is with straight arms. For a variation today, we're going to reach the arms towards the front of the mat, and then we're going to bend the elbows and create a pillow with the hands. We're going to stack one hand on top of the other, and then we're going to place the forehead on top of the hands. And on inhale, don't separate the forehead from the hands. Inhale, lift arms, shoulders, legs up. Hold and breathe. Inhale, 5, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, release down. Turn your face to one side. You already have the pillow for your hands. And relax and let go. From here, you're going to bring your forehead down. You're going to bend your knees. And you're going to grab hold of the outside of either ankle for Dhanurasana. On inhale, lift your head, chest, knees off the floor. Come up. Inhale, 5, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, release down. Turn your face in the opposite direction. So part of Arjuna's dilemma is he's kind of future tripping. He's looking into the future and he's worried and fearful and anxious about what's coming. And then what Krishna reminds him is, there's no need to worry about things that haven't happened yet. Stay here in this moment. Don't worry about a thing. Be in this moment with equanimity of mind. Forehead down, bend your knees. Take hold of the outside or inside of the ankles. Second time, Dhanurasana. Come up. Inhale 5, come a little bit higher. Exhale, release down. Turn your face to the opposite side. And then when you're ready, turn over onto your back. You know, our back bending is all about letting go of the future. Any fear, worry, anxiety we might have, so we can be more established in the present moment. This is where we find yoga. So lie on your back. We're going to start with a half wheel to begin. Bend your knees, heels close and towards your seat. Feet are hip distance apart and parallel. On the inhale, you're going to lift your lower, middle, upper back off the floor. If you want, you could grab a block and slide it underneath the sacrum. Give you a little bit more of a supported half wheel. Or interlace your hands underneath you, draw the arms long, and try to move on to the tops of the shoulder blades. And then press down to lift up. You know, back bending is kind of like that, feeding the action, right? Watering the action. The more you do back bends, the easier they become. The more you avoid them and don't do them, the more difficult they become. So what action do you want to water here? Do you want to continually grow and experience what the yoga practice offers you, or do you want to avoid it, right? 2 more breaths here. And then exhale, release down. It could be as if you wake up and you're like, you know what? I'm going to do the yoga practice. And then your mind goes, no, I don't want to do it today. And then you tell your mind, you know what? You just take a break today. You go take a time out. I'm going to go do the yoga practice. And you just make yourself get there. You get on the mat and you begin. That's all the mind is looking for. It's looking for some friends, someone to push back a little bit so that you can begin to bring in the yoga practices despite what the mind tells you. All right, from here we're going to do 3 more wheels. You can replace any of them with a half wheel. Come into that on your own. Full wheel, hands alongside the ears, underneath the shoulders. You're going to push into your hands and feet. Come to the top of the head to begin, or come all the way up, hold for 5 breaths. After 5 breaths, tuck the chin in, come down slowly with control. And before we take our next wheel, I want you to bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. I want you to think of something that you're worried about in the future that's not here yet. Instead of worrying about it, I want you just to offer it up to the highest. Just let it go so that you can be here instead. All right, so I'm going to just offer up kids going back to school. Half wheel on your own. Full wheel, hands alongside the ears, underneath the shoulders. Pushing into your hands and feet. Remember, the solution has nothing to do with the problem. Come up, 5 of your own breaths. After 5, tuck the chin in. Gently come down. Take a moment here. Before we take our final wheel, bring your hands to prayer between your eyebrows. And then remember the person you thought at the beginning of class, the person you love, the person you're struggling with, or maybe to God itself. Half for full wheel on your own. 5 to 8 breaths, come up on your inhale whenever you're ready. If you're working on the advanced variations, do that on your own. After 5 breaths, come down. Draw your knees into your chest. Just rock a little bit on the lower spine, side to side. And then you're going to complete the rocking. You're going to straighten the left leg onto the floor, just like we did standing earlier. You're going to take your left hand to the outside of the right knee to the floor, grab hold of the foot. Inhale a breath here. Exhale, bring the knee or the leg across the body to the left side. And then turn and gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Bring both knees in your chest, and now you're going to straighten the right leg. Take hold of the outside of the left knee with the right hand, or grab the foot if you did on the other side. Exhale, bring the leg or knee over to the right, and then bring your gaze over the left shoulder. And then just offer up the action. Think of the yoga retreat that you're on. How can I remember to practice yoga? Inhale, come center, knees together. Give them a squeeze in. Then we're going to rock the length of the spine. Inhale to rock forward. Exhale to rock back. Do this a few times. Use it as a vehicle to come to a upright seated position. And then we're going to come onto the front of the sit bones. And we're going to set up for a forward seated bend. Inhale a breath. Exhale, walk the hands forward. Take hold of the outer edges of the feet. Inhale, look up a second time. Take hold of whatever you can here. Exhale, folding forward. Hold and breathe. On your next inhale, come up. From here, you're going to draw your knees into your chest. You're going to release your knees out the side, then move the feet forward so you create a diamond shape in the legs for Tara Asana Star Pose. Inhale a breath. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Again, round the back forward, let go. On your next inhale, come up. I have a student in our class who recently came to me and said she wanted to have some help studying some of the yoga philosophy. And so we started reading the Bhagavad Gita. And what I told her that I found the best method is just to pick one chapter and then read it several times. And I also suggested she get the audiobook, there's several out there, and listen to it several times. And the yoga philosophy is so condensed and so powerful in its form that just reading one chapter is enough. Reading one chapter will give us a little bit more insight to what it's telling us and into ourselves. What our struggle is, what we need to help with that struggle. So from here, we're going to work on our shoulder stand. And she's found it really helpful. We've really gotten a lot out of the reading of the Bhagavad Gita so far. We've just gotten through 2 chapters. We're moving on to the 3rd just now. All right, for shoulder stand, if you want to come to a sofa or a wall and swing the legs up the wall or the sofa, you can do that. If you're coming to the full pose, set up padding if you need it. Come through Halasana, hands flat on your back, and lift the legs up. Try to make sure there's a little space around your throat. Don't close the throat off. Look for your gaze place. Again, think of the practice as a way to help reset, right? So you come to your physical asana class this morning, using it to help reset the focus of your mind, to open your heart, and give you the ability to be in this moment with equanimity of mind, right? The ups and downs are coming. They're going to happen all day and night long. But as long as we adhere to the yoga wisdom, we're going to be just fine. And that's the great thing about Krishna. He's always very poised in the whole conversation. He's always very sweet. He's undisturbed. He really models this beautiful way to be, right? Unaffected by outer circumstances. Reminding us that our inner life has nothing to do with what's going on the outside. And then just consider that we need the problems to turn to our yoga practices. So the problems in itself are not a bad thing. They're just helping us get closer to who we really are. We're going to hold here a little bit longer. If you'd like to try a variation, you're going to bend your knees and bring your feet together in prayer. And then you can stay here, place the hands a little more firmly on the back, or take one or both hands onto the knees so that you're balancing on your shoulder blades alone. And then stay here or straighten the legs, come into your candlestick variation. Wherever you are, bring your hands back onto your back. Straighten your legs. Inhale a breath here. Exhale, begin to lower the feet overhead towards Halasana. If your feet don't reach the floor, keep your hands on your back, knees bent towards your forehead. If your feet do reach the floor, interlace your hands. Draw your arms long in one direction as you push the heels in the opposite direction. Then stay here, bend the knees alongside the ears, Karnapidasana. And then straighten the legs, release the hands on the floor. Keep your arms pressing down, head on the floor, as you gently roll all the way onto your mat. And then from here, we're gonna set up for a Matsyasana fish pose. So create enough space on the mat for you. Spread out, legs are straight, arms close alongside the body. On inhale, lift the chest up, arch the back, open the throat, bring the top of the head back to the floor. Hold and breathe here. And lift the head up, tuck the chin in, gently release down. And we'll set up for final relaxation. So really important, you take really care of the detail in this final pose. Right? It's one is a restorative, it's one to help us finally relax and let all of the work we've done settle down into its right place. So spread out, get as big as you need to, make space on the floor for yourself. Feet at least hip distance apart, arms alongside the body, palms turned up. And if you were above looking down, you'd see your body in a gesture of surrender, complete letting go. What a beautiful thing to be able to do. All the hard work, all the prana that you have gathered and moved, just letting it all relax down. Allow whatever you found today to settle into your heart and into your mind to remind you that you can do the yoga practices all throughout the day as if you were on a yoga retreat. just going to stay here for a couple more minutes. Try to continue to relax and let go. Let's save the last couple of minutes for meditation. If you want to remain lying down, that's a perfectly acceptable meditative seat. If you prefer to sit up with as little disturbance as possible, come up, find your seated meditation. Choose your seat wisely, one that you can remain in, not moving, steady. Once you've chosen your seat, I want you to close your eyes and turn into receptive mode. Just watching, witnessing, watching the natural in-breath and the out-breath without making sound. If you'd like to use a simple mantra, try let go. Inhaling let, exhaling go. When you notice your mind moving towards thoughts or sounds, just gently bring it back, inhaling let, and exhaling go. If you're still in Shavasana, begin to slowly awaken the body. You can move your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position. And we'll finish by chanting together.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions in my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Bring our hands to prayer in front of our hearts. We give thanks to all of our teachers, especially the inner guiding teacher, the Sadguru. Bowing forward, Om Bolo, Sadguru, Bhagavan Ki, Jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Inhaling to come up. Nice to see all of you. Hope you have a great day on your yoga retreat. And homework in this retreat, at least 20 minutes meditation. Namaste, everyone. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you soon. If you want to say hi,